Hey everybody, Matt the Gardening Guy here, and happy March. So in this video we're going to talk about what can I do in March. Here's your March checklist. Hey, if you're new here and you haven't already, please follow my page. The button will be right there on the top. Go ahead and click it and you'll get notifications on videos like this. Hey, now let's talk about pruning. So last month I talked about pruning. We need to wait until March typically until average temperature is about 40 degrees. That's still the case. So we might need to wait until mid-March before we start our pruning. But once the temperatures have been an average of 40 degrees, you go ahead and start pruning your trees, your fruit trees, your bushes, your fruit bushes. So when we want to do our pruning, we want to cut out any dead limbs or anything that got damaged throughout the winter. March is also a great time to get your cold frame outside. I just put mine outside. I'll show you what I did. Hey guys, so finally got the cold frame outside. I had to end up screwing it down because the wind was pretty fast here. I didn't want it to rip up. You can see I ended up lining it with some foam. Gives it a little bit more insulation. And I have some 1 gallon jugs in there of hot water to kind of help heat it up. I do have a temperature sensor in there too, so I'll monitor it. So hopefully when it's about 50 degrees on average, I'll be able to plant some stuff in here. Hey, sorry about all that wind noise. Whew, it's very windy outside, so I'm glad I got my cold frame out there. I can start heating up that area, getting the ground nice and thawed. Right, I want to wait until I have about 50 degrees on average inside that cold frame before I start putting my stuff out there. I already got the stuff growing inside. It's ready to go outside. I just got to get that ground warmed up. What I'm probably going to do too is I'm probably going to go to the store and get some bags of dirt and probably put a couple inches down as well. And make sure to watch out for this week, Friday, March 5th, 2021. I'll be posting a video on how I built that cold frame. If you're interested in building one yourself or just to check it out, please watch my video. Let me know what you think about it. So once you get your cold frame outside, we can start planting lettuce, broccoli, kohlrabi, any cold hardy vegetables. Also March, we want to get our soil tested. If you need tips again on your soil, go check out my Basics of Soil video. We also want to make sure on for our compost, we put that black plastic over it. Go check out mine, what I just did. So another thing we want to do is make sure we put that black plastic on our compost bins. I talked about it last month too, but yeah, if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and get it. Get some black plastic, just put it over our compost bins. It's really going to help it to start de-thaw. It really doesn't have to be secured that much. I'm just using some, tree things that I have here. Just put it on the top. Just do it so when the sun comes out, they'll heat up this and really help this thing de-thaw. Once it starts to thaw and you can actually get in there with a pitchfork, right now it's probably a good idea to start turning your compost as much as you can. Now we need to start planting our stuff to put it outside. So we can start our tomatoes, our peppers, broccoli, kohlrabi. Let's start everything to put it outside. Hey, if you're asking yourself, what do I need to start my in-home garden? Well, I have a video for you. I'll put the link down or above, whichever one. It'll bring you right to the equipment that you need to get started. I'll also put a link to a couple products that I've used that you can click and go purchase it. Again, as soon as you can get into that soil outside, let's start planting our lettuce, our peas, radishes, carrots, potatoes. Let's get them outside in the ground. Also, let's look at our chore list to do. So let's start cleaning up any debris in our garden. Let's rake it out, get it nice and cleaned up. You can start cutting back your evergreens and any perennial foliage. Let's also, if you got ornamental grass, let's go and just cut that down right now as well. And lastly, if you do want to get mulch and use it and buy it in bulk, right now it's probably a great time to call your local company that you can get mulch for and get that scheduled up to come to your house. You do that as well with dirt too. I'm going to be probably calling a local landscaping probably within the next couple of weeks to start scheduling some topsoil drop-off to fill in the garden. What you can also do, what I've done, is go around your house and start looking at things. So start getting in our mind on what we need to do. Let's start looking at our plants or anything that we have outside. So you can go outside and look at, for instance, your blueberries. Just take a look at them, see what you need to do, try to get a mental checklist going on as well. So yeah, that's our March checklist. Remember, March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb. If you do want to try planting stuff outside in March, like I'm going to do, let's make sure we use that cold frame, because it is going to still get cold. We want to make sure we protect our plants. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video on our March checklist. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I appreciate if you give it a share as well. Lastly, make sure you follow my page. Remember that button right there on the top. You'll get notifications on video like this when I go live, when I ask questions. Until next time, guys, keep growing.